Hi. Hello, everyone. About to be real fancy here. Y'all don't see that, do you? Okay, let's make sure you can hear me. I think you can. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It's that time again. Let's fix this a little. I don't think that goes back any further. Good. Hey, Jason. Jason just chimed in, everyone, from the back room. He's on our sun porch, lounging. Hello. Lounging with Lacey. That should be a show. Lounging with Lacey. We are hanging in there. Hope everyone else is doing well. We're getting ready for our first big visit tomorrow. So everything's going to plan. So everything is ready to go. All right. Well, everyone's signing on, and I hope y'all are having a great weekend. It's getting warm here. I should say warm. It's getting hot here. I don't know what it is outside, but it's pretty warm. It's yeah, I'm not outside a lot. Jason is, but yeah. Hi. So we're gonna get started here in just a moment. I don't know. I feel a little like, what am I supposed to say today? I know what to say. Because I had a really unusual title for today's class, and it's going to be Fills After the Fact. And what do I mean by that? Well, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. I just want to make sure everybody signs on, and we're going to talk about a couple things. I hope I saw a lot of you posting your cute little In the Hoop towel holders, tea towel holders last week. That was fun. That's a really fun project from Hope, and then y'all took the IQ part and just blew me away with it. Y'all did great with that. Those are really fun. I didn't finish mine. I need to go and finish it. Oh, Denise, your snow is melting. Oh, thank goodness. That seems cold. My our nephew is in our Jason's sister is in Alaska with her 5 children, and one of our nephews is a musher. And if I get this wrong, he's 14 or 15. I can't remember the exact age. And he is a musher, and that means that they get on a sled and they have, I think, 10 dogs that pull them, and they do these races. Well, if you're up from that area, you know the Iditarod's a big thing, right? And he is in the junior Iditarod right now as we speak. We think he's doing pretty good. We're able to track them. It's really cool. It's really neat. But watching videos from there, yeah, it looks too cold. No, when someone's talking and you can see their breath, that's too cold for me. If I can see my breath, that's freezing. Although I don't mind it being a little cool. So 50s here, Ronnie. Oh, 51 there. Wow. Because I don't know, it felt like it was up in the 80s today here. So it was hot. Wow. You're not that far from me. Okay. Hey, Edward. All right, well, I guess we can get started. Hope everybody's doing great today. Thank you so much for coming on to Live at the Beehive. If you're new to the group, welcome. We've gotten a lot of new members. We're almost at 3,000 members, which to me is like crazy. So if you can invite some people at 3,000, we'll do another big giveaway if you are willing to do that. So invite your friends. If you're new to the group, what we do here is I'm a baby lock educator, so I do work on the baby locks, but you can always learn a little tidbit of information here. We do a lot of embroidery, some sewing. I don't do sewing much, but I mean, I sew a lot, but I love to show what your embroidery machine can do for you, especially if you have a machine that has the IQ Designer built into the machine, but also if you're a Brother owner and you have My Design Center, this is a great place for you because you're going to learn how to use those two great programs that are built into your machines and just go nuts. The other thing is a lot of this stuff that I do, can you do it in embroidery software? Yeah, you can. You can. So, depending on which embroidery software. Now, I had a question a little while ago, and I don't know if Tana's on here or if she's going to be watching, but I posted up a link a little while ago, and it's National Embroidery Month. I haven't had much to do with that in this month, but Baby Lock gave you some free designs, and I put a link up. And the question was, hey, with one of the designs, can I change some of the wording? And you can't do it on your machine, but you can do it in embroidery software. Now, if I know how to do that in certain softwares, I don't know how to do it in all the software. So if you have something like Embrilliance or, a different type of software other than, let's say, Palette 11, FTCU, or Embellish software, I really don't know how to do that. But it's probably pretty much the same. You're going to go in, you're going to somehow ungroup everything, and you might have some special things that you have to push in there, and you're going to go and remove that word and then put another word in there. So what I would suggest is if you have Embrilliance or something like that, that you may want to look up some videos on that specific software on how to do that. So just take a look out there, and there are some ways to get around that. Absolutely. You can, with digitizing software, you can go in and really do kind of whatever you want. It's just learning the software and learning what they do, because they're similar, but they're not all the same. So there might be a button that I push on this one to where I have to push a different button to break up that design. So hope that helps. All right. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people suggest people for this group, and I really appreciate it. It's a DNA. Yeah, and Mickey said if you really wanted to, you could just, when you're stitching out the design, stop it at that point as when the word's coming up. Let's say it's the word dog and you don't want it to stitch out the word dog. Then you would stop it, fast forward through it on your machine, and then come back later and bring in another word on your machine, and then go to that certain, or you're going to go backwards. You're going to back your everything up and go and put that word in. So you can do it, but you can't literally just replace it on the machine. Good questions, and thanks, Mickey. All right. Okay. Well, okay. So let's talk about what was my weird cryptic tag for today. And what I wanted to do, and I've been asked this before, and I don't remember ever doing a something on this, or doing a video on this. I may have, and I may have done it in the middle of something, but I was like, this would be a great topic, because sometimes when we have an embroidery design stitching out, and we're just stitching it out on something, doesn't matter what, and you're like, oh, maybe I want to add a fill around that, but now how do I do that after the fact? So what we're going to do is we're going to add fills after the fact, meaning after the embroidery is already stitched out. And with IQ Designer, how can we go about doing that? So let's say I have this baby lock design, which I'm going to show you guys if you missed the post earlier, how to get to this. So let's say I wanted to make a pillow, or actually what I want to do with this one is make a zippered bag. So, because I saw someone on the Baby Lock Solaris group do that and it was really beautiful. So, and I'm sorry to say, I don't remember who it was. Okay. So I have my Baby Lock design stitched out, right? And I'm sitting here going, well, actually I want to make it a little more interesting. I want to add some of my beautiful fills around there and I've already stitched it out. Well, how do I do that? How do I get it to where it's not going to stitch on top of this design? So I wanted to show you guys how to do that. There are a couple ways to do this. The first way is if you haven't unhooped it. So if we have not unhooped this, and we have IQ Designer or My Design Center on our machines, and that is either the Solaris 1 or 2, the Altair Meridian, or the Destiny 2 one, or the Destiny. So how would I go about that? Well, it's actually really easy with IQ Designer because I can do a couple things. We can either build a outline around it from the embroidery side and then go into IQ Designer and build our fills out from there. Now that is if you have not unhooped it. But if you have unhooped it and then hooped it back, I'm going to show you how we can go to IQ Designer and we can scan it. Now, again, you can do this on the Altair Meridian because you can use the app. Now, I'm not going to show how to use the app today. I have a lot of videos on that. You can always go back and check on that. But it'll be the exact same process. So it's pretty cool and it's a lot of fun. Let me show you. Well, let me show you. Yes. Edward asked if these designs will work on the Meridian. They are PES designs, so absolutely. But let me show you where to get them. If you are back, if you go, when we're done and you go out to the group page, our Facebook group page. So I'm just going to go there and just show you. Let's see, that's not the page I want. That's just me looking off into wherever I'm looking. Let me go to our Forever BB Louise Sewing at the Beehive page. And if we scroll down just a little bit, you can see about an hour ago, I posted these earlier too, so you might find them further down in the group. Right here where it says, hi Beehive, don't forget to download your free Baby Lock National Embroidery Month designs. And right there, you'll see a little link. Now, if I click on that link, what's going to happen is it'll bring you to this page. The other thing that's probably going to happen for you is a box is going to pop up and it's going to ask your email address. They're going to send those. I think I'm right. If I remember, they are going to email you the files or something like that. So you'll put your email address in there and you will get those files. And I'll show you what they look like because they're stinking cute. I mean, you can see right here, For the Love of Sewing. Home is where my Solaris is. Home is where my Baby Lock is. That's the one I stitched out. It's really darling. And there's quite a few of them. There's 1, 2, let's see, there's 8 of them. So they're free. Why not download them? I like free. So scroll down further, never mind. Denise, thank you. Okay, so see, this is why I need you guys in my life, okay? Because I need help with a lot of this. Okay, after you put your email address in, you're going to scroll down and here it is, Baby Lock Embroidery Designs. Download the designs. So you'll just click on that and then you'll download them to wherever they'll go. Now, if you have Design Database, which is one of my new favorite things ever, I'm going to, oops, I need to get us back. Can you see me? Oh, y'all can see me, I think. There I am. Hi. Okay. 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 I'm going to do something really quickly. And that's not what I wanted. I get confused with the buttons. I'm going to open up my design database and then we're going to talk about that. Now, Design Database is that free software. If you go to Baby Lock website and search for Design Database, it's the free software that takes your embroidery design. You can categorize them. You can have a lot of fun with this. You can take that design and wirelessly send it over to your machines. So I can send it over to my Altair or Meridians. I can send it over to my Solaris, to the new Flare. So there are some really cool things you can do with that. And if you haven't seen it yet, let me show it to you. And then you'll see the designs. All right, share. So hopefully this is popping up on your screen. I'm going to move me out of the, let's move me lower here, out of the screen now. Okay, oh good, you can see it. Okay, so here are the designs, and I have done a couple videos on how to find your designs and all that, but this is Design Database, and these are the designs that you'll get for free. This is the Solaris one. So it's got Love of Sewings and for the Love of Sewing, and then it's got the Solaris ones, and they got them in different sizes for you. I'm going to click on the other ones, and this is the Baby Lock one. So you get basically two file folders full of stuff. So here's all the other ones. How cute. And let me see something. I saw something here. Sometimes it drops my machine and it takes me a while to get it back to add on. That may, I'm not sure why, but that may be an internet thing, but I'm not good at this. I don't know. I'm not good at the electronics, why these things work. I would check that. Maybe just, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know why. Okay, so in order for me to send one of these designs over, let's say I pick this 4x4 over here, right? All I have to do, the first thing that I want to do before I do anything, you're going to connect your machine. My machines are already connected. And again, you can watch the videos on how to do that. But I want to tell it what machine I'm using. So if you happen to have two, let's say you have a Meridian and a Solaris, they'll both show up there. Or a Venture and, a Solaris. So I'm going to make sure down in here, I'm going to select that. Mine's called Sunshine. I'm going to click on the design I want, and then I'm going to drop it below with this little arrow. Super easy. Then I just come over here, and this is basically your send to machine. Now you can't edit anything in here. This is basically just a vehicle to get your designs from your computer over to your machine wirelessly. Now, if you don't have wireless, can you download this program? Yeah, because all it's going to do is it's going to show you your design. So if you don't have like a thumbnail program or anything, let's say I didn't have a wireless hub on one of my machines, but I could definitely go in here and just look at my embroidery designs and go, okay, Garden Charm, what was that again? Let me take a look at it. And it'll show me what it is, so I know, and I can go, okay, I know I want design FS252_48. Okay, that's the one I want. So you can use it like that. You can use it any way you want to. But it's really fun, and I love it because now I don't have to use a USB stick because I'm kind of lazy. So I don't have to go through using the USB stick. I can just wirelessly shoot over my designs, right? So that's pretty cool. And it hasn't been out that long, but it's been out long enough. Okay, so let's talk about this. Now, I wanted to make a little something with my new Baby Lock free design. And so I did, my home is where my Baby Lock is, for a lot of us, where they all are. And here it is right here. Now, all I have is, I thought I wanted to do like a quilted zipper bag. So kind of by Annie-ish, but not by Annie, but I like her shapes and stuff. I just didn't use the foam. So I have got fusible fleece on the back of my fabric. I've just got a regular piece of cotton, and I've got some no-show mesh on the back. Now, let me tell you something. These are kind of dense designs when it comes to right here, and you can already see it. Can you see it? I can see it. So what I should have done and I know better than this because I've been doing embroidery forever, is float a piece of tearaway underneath, because you can see it already, can't you? Yeah, you see that puckering? Yeah. So I know better, but I was just in a hurry. So actually, if I put a fill around it, that might help hide that a little bit too. So if I wanted to quilt this in the hoop, but I've already stitched out my design and that idea came to me later, let me show you, if you have not unhooped it, what you're going to do to make it super easy for you. Okay, you ready? All right. I sit cross-legged, so it takes me. Okay, all right. All right, so we're gonna switch over to the camera and let's have some fun. Let's have some fill fun. I need something to go. Fill fun. All right, well, there we go. There's my little girl. Sunshine to Solaris. I'm gonna just go ahead and slide this guy back on. I don't need it on right now, but I'm just gonna slide it on. Now, I do have to show you guys that, I don't know if this is, yeah, you can see that good. Look how stinking cute this fabric is. I got it from work, and it is, who is this? Dear Stella, because who doesn't love Dear Stella? And what is it called? It just says Miriam B. I lost you. Oh no. 1 second. I see that. I see that I lost you guys. Well, let's see if the integrated webcam works. Yeah, that works. Okay. Let me, yeah, the fabric's super cute. Let me see here. Let's do this. I'm going to try plugging in my camera to a different port. Sometimes that helps. Yeah. Yes, there I am. All right, let's see if this works now. There it is. Okay. All right. I use one of those like multiple plug things where you can plug a different bunch of, and I think that just it's getting old. Okay. So yes, this fabric is called, it's by Dear Stella, Miriam BOS. So, or we have it up at the shop. You can always call, get in touch with me, and we can send you some out. But I thought I'd make a cute little zippered bag with these two back with my embroidery design in this. But then after I stitched it out, I'm like, well, I really need to jazz it up a little bit. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna I have my mouse over at the Meridian. There we go. Okay. Okay. So you will be able to do this on your Meridian or Altair or your Solaris or your Destiny. So all you're going to do first, this is the part, again, I'm going to say it one more time, is if you have not unhooped your design, period. So what you want to do is, I'm going to return here because I'm not in the right spot. You want to bring your design in. My design is already right here on the screen. I don't want to move. I don't want to go out of screen just in case. But you're going to pull your embroidery design in. And let's close that. And this is what it's going to look like. I'm not going to move it. I haven't moved it, period. You know, so really, when it was done stitching out, all I did was hit the word return down here at the bottom just to get me back into the edit screen. Have I ever thought about posting my videos on YouTube? Cindy, you are adorable, because I don't know how people out there in the real big world would take me. So that scares me. But yes, we have thought about that. And that was kind of this year was kind of my plan to start working on that. But we got a little sidetracked, but you never know, girl. You never know. If you know anything about doing that, girl, hit me up, because I'm not very smart with that. But okay, so what I'm going to do Now, as I'm going to come up to the edit key, and I'm going to select edit. The next thing that I want to do is I want to come find my little flower. And remember, we've played with this before. This is my little outline button. So I'm just going to select that. And you can see I'm actually going to turn this off right now. Okay. Because I don't really need that off. Right now, you're going to see what happens is it's going to create an outline around everything right there. And if you want, you can move that distance around a little ways. Sometimes I like to do that. It just, to me, just works better. But what I do want to do is leave an opening. I don't want to do, unless you just do not want any like quilting or anything inside of there. You want to leave a little opening. I don't know if you can see right there, there's that little opening. So when I go to do my fill, the fill will fall along in here. Now, of course, I can, when I do my fills, I can come and click in here and you'll see what I mean here in a minute. But I just like to move it a little bit away from it and done. So now all I have to do is come over here and select the word memory, or it might say IQ down at the bottom. So let's click on that. And it's going to tell me a couple things, okay? So it's going to say, hey, Anna, you're going to recall this stamp over in IQ. But while you're over there, Anna, I want you to look for this button right here. And I call it the stamp button. But it has a little circle and square, and I'm going to go, Sunshine, thank you for telling me that. Perfect. I'm going to go find that. So then I'm just going to say, okay. And now what I want to do, and this is important, what you don't want to do is do not go to the home button. Okay. You want to come down here to add. So let's go to add. So you're going to come to your add button and just click on it. I hope you guys can see that okay. Yeah, I could get a little bit more focusy, couldn't I? That's a little blurry. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so we're in the add screen. Now, your screen may look a little different than mine, but what you're going to look for is, regardless of what the screen looks like, you're going to look for IQ Designer. Now, if you're on a Brother like machine, it's going to say My Design Center. It may be here. It may be somewhere, but we want to go ahead, hey Julie, and we want to go ahead and select the IQ Designer button. And if you're late, as most of you know, if you're new to the group, you can always go back and re-watch the video. So no worries. All right, so now we're an IQ Designer, but we're like, what? I've got a blank page. What am I going to do? Well, this is what you're going to do. Remember earlier when I created that outline, it said, hey girl, what you want to do is you want to go to IQ Designer, check, and you want to look for the little circle square button right here, check. So I'm going to click on that. There we go. And this is where I'm going to find that outline. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do one thing before I grab my outline. You ready for this? I am using a 10 5/8 by 10 5/8 inch hoop. So what I want to do is I want to go right up here so you can see the little flower we used earlier. We're going to come back to that, but I want to select my frame first. That's going to give us a boundary. So I'm going to tap on that and I'm going to look for my hoop. Now it's right there. Now, but here's the thing. If I only want my boundary to be 9.5 by 9.5 inches, I can select that one. If I only want it to be 8 inches, I can select that one. I can select any of those that I want. But I'm going to go ahead and just select the 10 5/8 by 10 5/8 and say, okay. So it just puts a boundary line. That's all it's going to do. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our circle and square. And then I'm going to go to my little flower that we selected over in the embroidery side. Remember the little flower? So we're going to tap on that and look, here's all the designs I've played with before, but there right up, it's always going to be in the top left-hand corner is the last design you saved. So I'm going to tap on that, and if it highlights, that means it's selected, and we're going to say okay. There it is. Look how cute. Okay, you're like, what? I don't see the embroidery design. You're not supposed to see the embroidery design. You're only supposed to see the outside. So now what we can do is go and build that beautiful fill all around it. And where do we find our fills? Well, if you're looking right here, you're going to notice that you have 2 groupings of 4 or 5 icons. Okay, so we've got this top group, and right below that we have this bottom group. Now the top group is your line designs. That means for drawing or changing stitches or something like that. We're actually going to go to this grouping right here and come down to this little piece of paper. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to go find whatever design I want. So I can either do stippling, or I can come in here and play with my fun designs. So we're going to go to what it looks like little bubbles right there. And then all I have to do is hit the select key. And then it's going to show me all my fills that are built in. Beautiful. And I think with this one, because it's kind of fancy floral, well, I don't know. Let's look at the fabric. What do we think? Where'd I put the fabric? This fabric's got florals in it. It's got some flowers and it's got dainty scissors. So I think I will. Oh my gosh, those are scissors, but it's got a rabbit. How cute are those? So I think I will do a floral design. Okay, so I'm gonna go and I always love this rose one. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with the roses here. So I'm gonna click on that and say okay. And it's up to you what color you choose. So since I know I'm going to stitch out in a blue-green color, I'm going to click that. But you can choose, it doesn't matter what color you choose because you know you can put any thread color on there, right? All right, so we're going to select OK. And now here's the important part. Right now at this point, thank you guys. Right now at this point, if I were to go and click, I would have to sit here and do this the whole entire time. Right? We don't want to do that. That's boring and that just takes too much time. So we want to select the bucket, and you should see your design pop up right here. So if we select the bucket and then we come over here and we're going to touch outside of the outline, look at there. It has put my fill wherever I wanted it. So you can see, and if you want to go in between, I'm not sure if you can really see that. Let me zoom in. I'll show you. So this is a little area that is part of the sewing machine. So I could tap in there any areas that you want to put extra stitching. Oh, you see what I did? Whenever you mess up, you just use the backup. There we go. Let's zoom out. So you can go into these little areas if you want. It's really not a big deal because they're so tiny that you may not get a lot of stitches there. So in general, I actually don't do those, but we'll leave them for now. It's no big deal. All right, so I'm going to zoom back out and you can see what's happening. So if I was happy with the choice that I made, I'm now going to select the next key down at the bottom. So let's select next. And with the Solaris, you're going to be able to see your, ooh, no, can't see that at all. Okay, maybe I'm going to go back. I'm going to change the color to something darker so you guys can see this. Okay, let's see if you can see this one better when it pops up. Yeah, much better. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm getting everything right. Okay, so, all right, we're going to do this. See, okay, perfect. There we go. Oh, looks gorgeous. Okay, when you're on the Solaris, it's going to show you in real time what your design looks like size width. If you're in the Altair Meridian or Destiny, you're just going to see what it looked like over in the edit screen. So this is where you come in and change what sizes you want. I'm going to link all these together. Change your size, your stitch, everything you want to here. So I'm actually going to spread this out by going to my size key. And I'm going to make this spread out more by, I don't know, I'm going to go to like 175 and see what happens. And again, since I'm on the Solaris, it's going to show me real time. Oh, love it. See, that's perfect for me. I'm happy with that. That's big, it's open. I'm good with that. But if you're on the Altair Meridian or the Destiny, in order to see that change, you have a button that says preview right down here. And you'll hit, after you've made a change, you'll select preview, okay, and you'll see the change. You'll see, okay, well, I like that, or I don't like it. If you don't like it, don't hit set. What you're going to do is you're going to hit return. And again, that's if you're on the Altair Meridian or the Destiny. On the Solaris, again, it's going to show up real time what your stitches are going to look like. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now, another thing on the Solaris and the Altair Meridian, and I'm pretty sure on the Destiny you can do, is you can come right here. Yours might say on, and it looks like a box with some bubbles. If we click that, that is the outline. And what that means is the outline around the design. So if I click on and say, okay, you can have this outline stitch out if you want to. Sometimes it just adds a little bit of a cuter a look to it, but it's really up to you. That's totally up to you if you want that on there. And you can see here that I'm still having some color issues here. Let's group those. Yeah, it's not letting me. Okay, cancel. We're just going to say okay. All right, so I'm going to ignore that. Now, if you have a Solaris, this feature is on the Solaris. Down here at the bottom, where the 4 bubbles are, if you click on that, this is your thickness. So what that means is normally when we use the fills, they're kind of a heavy stitching. They're really beautiful, but you can turn that off by clicking the lighter color or the lighter lined one right there. And what it'll do is the lines will be a lot less heavy. So if you think of it this way, if it's going over the thread, or if it's going over a stitch 2 passes, it'll go over 1 pass. So it'll look more like long arm quilting. Let's see. Okay, now I'm happy with that. So all I have to do now, I'm going to turn the outline off. I don't want it on for this one. So now all I have to do is select the word set. Now, if you're on the Altair Meridian and you're still on the edit page, you want to hit preview, okay, check it, make sure you're happy with it. And then we're going to hit set, okay. And look at there, I've got my fill around my design. It's that easy. Super fun. So let me see if there's any questions. Oh, oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad I showed you that, guys, because that is really cool how you can select your hoop. But the other thing about it is you can select another size. So let's say you hooped in a 9.5, but you know you really just need it to stitch out 8. You can select the 8 inches. It's pretty cool. Okay. I know there was something I missed. Do you know if you can remove stitches from a purchase quilting design? Cindy, yes, you can. You can totally do that. Getting these wind boots. You can totally do that, but you have to do it in software, embroidery software. You can't do it on the machine. Don't know how to do it in software. Just depending on what embroidery software you have. If you have like Palette 11, there's tons of videos out there that you can go watch. Mike at Mama's Boys Design does palette videos. They also have the palette getaways and all that you can sign up for. They're really cool. And then the palette community, the Baby Lock palette community too. You can go and join that group. And that is a Baby Lock sanctioned group. And you can do that. You're having trouble download the designs. Is that what you mean, Terry? I'm not quite sure. Will you go over again sending the design? Yeah, I'll do that a little bit later. Yeah. Mickey, you can't send over designs to the verb, or you don't have IQ Designer in the verb, so you can't add this on here. We'll have to go through it in a little bit, Terry. I'll go back through how to we'll go back through those two things. Okay, so now that we know how to do this, I'm actually going to save it because I like the way it looks, and I'll finish this. I'm going to save it to my machine. All right, so now what if you stitch this out, or we've stitched this out, but we took it out of the hoop? What if we took it out of the hoop and now we wanted to put it back in the hoop to add some stitches? And the reason why I save it this way, yes, Cindy, it is really quickly. Let me get this real quick. Dear Stella, and it says Miriam, I think BOS. I love Dear Stella fabric. It's really, really soft, and just they have the cutest designs. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to unhoop my design because I want it to stay right here because I'm going to use this later. However, if I unhoop my design and then rehooped it, we know that if I try to do this with the outline, what's going to happen is your design's not going to be the exact same place, right? Right? I thought you could only do I'm not Michelle, I'm sorry. I don't know if I understand that. Do Sterling on the menu. Oh, stippling. No, you've got tons of choices on the Meridian, Michelle. No. There's plenty over there. Just I'll show you where to find them, okay? Oh my goodness, here comes the questions. Okay, well, let me get through some of these questions really quickly, guys. Okay. All right, we're going to go back to Design Database and downloading the designs when we're done with my next thing I'm going to show you. So Diane and everybody else, we'll get back there, okay? So, okay, let's finish this part, and then we're going to get back to the fun part on the computer. All right, so I've rehooped. I'm ready to add some fills on. Maybe this was an old design you did and you're just ready to add some quilting to it, right? So we're actually going to go home for this. And yes, I'm erasing that whole thing. Oh my gosh, okay. Or maybe that happens. Maybe your design or everything gets, yeah, okay. All right, so, and Michelle, hey, I'm going to show you in just a minute where you can find the stippling on your Meridian because it's exactly the same on here. Okay. All right. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to go to IQ Designer. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing, everybody. If you have an Altair or a Meridian, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure you hoop it in whatever hoop you're going to hoop it in that has your codes on it. When I say codes, let me grab one. Your little sensors. You need to hoop it with these sensors on there. The next thing you're going to do if you're an Altair Meridian owner is you're going to go to your phone or wherever you've downloaded your app, and you're going to go to IQ Positioning. And again, I've done multiple videos on this, so you'll be able to find it and how to do it from beginning to end. And then we will select an image, or we'll do. Which one will I do? I think it's select image for creating design. So no. Photo frame. It's one of those. Please use built-in camera of your machine. Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, you're going to select this top one here, okay? And if that doesn't work, select the bottom one. And what it's going to do is it's going to send an image of your hoop over to your machine. And I am very tangled up right now, so let me just all right, here we go. Now, if you are on the Solaris or the Destiny, what you can do is we're first going to go to this little leaf right up here, and we're just going to select illustration, no, image scan. So we're going to select image scan, and then what it's going to do is take a picture of the hoop. Let me get back on my phone. Let me get back on Facebook. Here, there we go. So I'm now going to select scan, and I've got my hoop on, and it's going to say okay. And what it's doing right now is I don't want to move my camera, but it is taking a picture, and I probably shouldn't have stuck my hand there, but it's taking a picture of my fabric in my hoop right now at this moment. Okay. And now what should happen is, I'm actually going to make this darker by using my darker tools here. Now what you can do is you can see on my screen, this is my fabric and my design that's stitched out. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to go into my shape stamp key right here, and I'm going to put that border around it again. So I'm going to come back here to my frames, and I'm going to use the 10 5/8 by 10 5/8. And the reason why I'm doing that, because if I try to fill the whole screen, it's going to make me change hoops. And I don't want to do that. I want to use the hoop that I'm using. Now, this will take some time, but you'll get it down eventually. Now what I want to do is select, notice I'm not creating an outline around here, so we can only do that in the embroidery side. And you can't do that if you've unhooped it. You remember we're doing the unhooped version. Okay, so I want to go here and right, you don't have a camera, on yours. So what that means is you have to use the app. Exactly. You have to do it manually. I guess, that's a good way to put it, kind of manually. All right, so let's go to our fills. And remember, that's that second grouping right there. And I'm going to select this little piece of paper. And I'm going to come over here and select any design I want. Okay, so Michelle, this is where in your meridian, it's going to look exactly like this. Yes, you have stipple right here, and we can stipple. But if you see the little key with the bubbles, you're going to tap on that, and this little guy will pop up. It's built into all meridians and all Artères. So if for some reason it's not popping up, you need to take your machine to your dealer. Okay, so you're going to see where it says select. So we're going to hit select, and then you should be able to find all your fills there. All right, so let's just select a different fill. I'm just going to use the bubbles for this one. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to select a dark color just so we can see what's happening. Now, I've got it selected. I'm going to select my bucket, and I'm going to take my finger and tap. That's not very dark. Let's see if we can let's get a different color. There we go. It's a little bit better. I wish it was darker for you guys to see. However, I'm going to be zooming in. Now, if we were to take this over all the way to embroidery, what's going to happen is those bubbles are going to stitch exactly on top of my design. Do we want that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And you could even get in really close if you wanted to. If I'm going to zoom into there, and we're going to grab our eraser. Yeah, we're going to use our erasers here. And I like the square tip eraser, and I'm going to make it a little smaller. And I'm going to come and erase everything that's on top of the words or on top of the design itself. So I may want to zoom in a little bit more so I can see. I'm going to pan over a little bit, and I can see where those bubbles are directly on top. So yeah, this takes a little bit more time, but what's going to happen is I have control over it as well. So you just got to take your time with this one. And as you can, I think you can see this, you can see where it's getting clearer where I'm erasing, right? So I'm just going to come and erase anywhere that I do not want the stitches to be. And I like erasing. It's kind of fun, actually. Kind of that magic. A magic eraser. I do not get paid by them or whatever you are. All right, so there we go. And now I'm going to do it on the is. So I'm just erasing that away. Anything that's touching my embroidery die. It's my friend Cindy. Instead of this using the stamp tool. Yes, because you can't use the stamp tool if you've unhooped it and rehooped it because it's never going to sit perfectly back where it was. So you really can't use, I mean, you can, you're just going to have, it's going to be off. So this is, if you've unhooped it and rehooped it, then you want to do it this way. All right, I'm going to move it over and I'm going to erase some more around my flowers. And then we will, I'm actually going to do half of it just so you can see what happens. Okay, half of it we're going to, hi Laura. It's great to see you and Hazel and the pup yesterday. I'm going to do half of it so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, what could happen if you don't erase this off of here. That's probably a good way to do it. Give you a better visual. Okay. So we'll do half of the sewing machine. I can make this a little bigger, make it go faster, right? Just trying to not have it. All right, so I'm doing half of the sewing machine and just one of the flowers there. So when I go to next, watch what happens. And let's zoom in. Can you see? Oh, you can't see very well. I mean, these colors are tough, aren't they? Let's go this really dark one. That's a little bit better. Let's zoom in. Okay. So you might be able to see this okay, right? So you can see right here, the baby log, the lines are just about to touch the word baby log, but I've erased it so they won't touch. But if you look right in here, I've only erased half of the sewing machine. You can see that those stitch lines go over the sewing machine. Now I wouldn't want that. I don't want it to cover up my design. So if I were to hit set right now, you can see that where I've erased, that's where it's not going to stitch out. But all this other part would directly on top of the design, and that's not what we want. We want to erase all the way around to that design. I should have saved that, but I didn't. Oops. Let's see if I can go back and pull up that image quickly. So I hope that's making sense. I hope I'm making sense when I say that. Let's just do another image scan. But that is the easiest way to do something, to add fills if you've already unhooped it and you're going to hoop it back. Now, you would do the first way if you have not unhooped it. And it's just easier to do it that way because the outline around the design will keep, it basically won't let anything get to the design. So if that makes sense. Okay, there we go. I got this in here. All right, so let's darken that up. So again, all I'm going to do is scan it in however my machine allows me to. I'm going to select whatever design I want, and I'm going to fill in the background. Aren't you? Oh, this is because I didn't add a box. There we go. Let's add a box. Why aren't you letting me do this? All right, something's happening to, oh, there, oh. See, this is what happens when you don't add the box around it or add your shape, your size frame around it. It fills up the whole thing. And this is gonna make you use your largest hoop. So we're gonna say, oh no to that. There we go. And we're gonna go get my frame. We're gonna try this again. There we go. And then we'll select next. And we can see that it's all over my design. So I'm going to go in there and start erasing all that. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But this is the easiest ways that I have found to do, oops, sorry, there I am. Hey, to use IQ fills after the fact. So hopefully that's helpful. I know I've had a few people ask about that, and it's like, yeah, you can do it. This machine or this program in here is so cool that you can really do almost anything you want. So, okay. All right. Of course. Oh, good, Stacy. Thank you. Let's see. I need my erase secret. Slow and steady, and use a mouse. So the this is the one that I have. You have to use a wired mouse. It cannot be a wireless. Go to Amazon Basics. It was like $7 or $8. Plug it in. I use it for both my machines. I've had this one for, gosh, a couple years probably. I don't know. And it's worked great. So when you're using IQ Designer and you need to do minute stuff, use a mouse. It's so helpful. So very helpful. Okay, let me get back to the questions because I know y'all got some questions. Okay. Hold on one second. Hey, Pam. Oh yeah, Lynn. Yeah. Now that does work great. So with that, I did that with that puppy right there. Okay. But that's because I was trying to outline each or do a different fill in each petal. And you can totally do it that way. You can still draw your lines if you want to. But if you don't want an outline, if you don't mind an outline not showing up, then you don't have to do it. There's a large eraser in the middle, right? Yep, Diane. Yep, yes. Yes, you could. You could, totally. You're not erasing the picture. So yeah, absolutely. You could use whatever you wanted. Denise, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. Great reason to look for my mouse. It's over there. I found it. I win. Okay. All right. So let's go back first to downloading the embroidery designs, and I'm going to show you on my computer how it works. If you're on an Apple, it's going to be different. But let me show you. I'll show you how I easily get to my designs once I've downloaded them. I have to show a lot of people this at work. So I don't mind showing you guys. The other thing is we will then go back over into Design Database and we'll talk about that. I agree. Thank you. Pam, we so enjoyed having Al. We miss him so much. We want him to come back. I'm sure he told you we want him to live here. Means he'd have to bring everybody home. Okay, so that's Jason's best friend and Jason's best friend's mom. Pam Douglas is on tonight with us. So, okay, so let's go back to the interwebs here. Where was I? Aha, okay. So if you're on, remember I posted this earlier in the group, you can go and find the website for this designs, for the designs. I got y'all. Okay, so I am going to scroll down once I'm here. And again, this is how my computer works. I'm not quite sure if it's the same as yours or not. Let me see if I can, you can't see this thing, but I have something hiding in the way here. Let me get it out of the way. Yeah, perfect. All right, so if we scroll down a little bit, it's going to say Baby Lock Embroidery Designs. We're going to click download the designs. And here's the thing, mine shows up down here. Your downloads might be up here, but let me show you where they're supposed to go so you don't even have to worry about looking for them. On your computer, and you can't see my bottom screen, but you have a little menu bar. And you may have a little folder that's sitting down below on your menu bar. And your menu bar is where you go to click to get on the internet, and it shows the time and the date and all that. So that's down at the bottom. It's not showing up on mine, I don't think. Oh yeah, nope, it's not. So you should have a little folder that's just sitting there. If I click on that little folder, what's going to happen, and let me see if I can share this with you. If I click on that folder, I'm just making sure y'all, we lag with each other here. 1 second. Let me make sure you can see this little guy pop up. Yeah, there we go. Okay. What's going to happen is you're going to get this funky little screen, right? And this is where all your stuff in your computer live. This is its house. Okay. And where I find my downloads, or my downloads go to, is off to the side here. If you scroll down, you're going to look down, you're going to see like 3D, or you might see desktop or documents or downloads or music or pictures. All of us can find our pictures, right? Well, look at the word downloads. So I've downloaded it. So I want to select download. And once I click on it, I can see that it's right there, and it'll say, today you have downloaded this stuff. And it's always going to be the last one. So what you're going to do is you're going to, what I like to do, I don't think you're going to be able to see this, but I take this, and you see how I can pick it up and move it? You can pick it up and move it and put it on your desktop, meaning you can just drag it over to your desktop and drop it there. The other thing you want to do when you're done with that is you want to come right here. So look, I'm clicking on these, and I'm just going to click on this, but I'm not going to double click. I'm just going to once click, whatever that's called, single click. Don't double click it, single click, single. And then I'm going to right click with on my mouse, not the left click. I'm going to right click, and this little menu is going to open up. And you see where it says extract all? This is super important. You need to extract it. So you're going to click extract all and say extract all. What's happening is when it comes in, it's in what's called a zipped folder. Sorry, still getting over this mess. And a zipped folder is like a zipped hoodie. Okay, so basically it's not really locked, but it is kind of locked. And you can't use the designs, or you shouldn't use the designs, until you unzip that hoodie. Now here are the Baby Lock design. You can't see them. Okay, let me do a new share. Where'd it go? There it is. All right, here's the designs right here. So if I click on them, it's going to open up, and it's going to have a disclaimer, and then your Solaris designs and your Baby Lock designs. And if you're unsure if you're going to lose them, trying to go back and find them again, this is the point I would tell you to go ahead and just drop them on a USB stick. So if I click it open, I can highlight these. And if my USB stick was in, I can take them and move them to my USB stick. Okay. Oops. I stopped screen sharing. There we go. Hello. But if you're unsure about how to do these things, I highly suggest taking like a small little computer class or like a down, something like that, or find a computer technician or a friend or something like that to help you with downloads. We have up at our shop, we actually have a class on it. So that does help. So go to your local dealership. They'll be able to help you and show you how to do. If you have a laptop, you can travel anywhere and take, and get them to show it to you. Or even somewhere like, I think Best Buy, they would be, I would think they would be okay with you asking a question. Can you quickly show me how to do this? I know we even have like a Goodwill computer shop here, and I'm sure if y'all have those, they would help you. So if you're unsure about how to do that type of stuff, Okay, so I just missed the design step. Thank you. No worries. Okay, so let's talk about design database now. I have those designs saved on my computer. I move them to a specific folder. And so let me go to design database and I'll show you how to send it over to your machine again. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Check your library. There is. Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. The library, they probably have classes or something like that. You can also save them to your documents folder and name the folder. So there's so many things. I save, what I do is I make a folder on my desktop. I'm bad about saving it to my desktop. And I have this one folder that's called Anna. And I will label that file Baby Lock Designs. And I'll move all those designs into there and then store them on another. It's confusing. But that's what I do. I don't have like them all lined up on my desktop where you see like 40 million different things on there. No, I have like a few little folders that holds everything. And go ahead and use a backup, of some sort too. That's very, very important. Ask me how I know. Okay, let's go to design database. Let's go back here. So we're going to go to design database transfer. And okay, so here we go. I had some questions about this. Now I have done multiple videos on this, so you can always go back. I'm just going to do this pretty quickly. Okay, here we go. All right, so when you first open up design database, you're not going to see these right here. You're going to see some free designs. And how you find your designs is wherever your designs are stored. So I know personally that my embroidery designs, and you'll see that you have like, okay, here's the thing. Let me do a disclaimer really quickly. When you first open up design database for the very first time, there will be a lot of these little guys. You see the plus minus or the pluses over here. They'll be open. And when I mean open, watch what happens when I click on this one. So you see there's like a long line in between and it turns into a minus. I suggest closing those by hitting the negative because that's going to help. It just doesn't look so junky. But I know where my embroidery designs are. They're in a file folder called Anna. And if I open that, and I'm willing to show you guys what it looks like here, what my file system looks like. So I'm going to click my plus sign. And you can see I have all my thingies that I need right here. So my classes at Bernina, Anna Bio, Anna Baby Lock Educator, blah, 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 blah. But I also have a little file inside of there that's called embroidery. So I'm going to click on that. And these are all the purchase designs that I have. I love to, buy fun little designs and stuff. And so if I want to use one of those designs, what I'm going to do is right here, let's see, Queen Bee PES. And this is a bit of stitch, one of my favorite designers, and that is Miss Evie Hawkins, who is just one of the sweetest people you will ever meet in your life. And I'm going to hit this little plus sign right here. And it's going to say Queen Bee or whatever yours says. And I'm actually just going to click on that folder. And again, it'll drop down. And you may have to open a couple drop downs to get to it. And there they are. Are these not the sweetest, guys? You need to go to her, A Bit of Stitch, go to her website. Now, ignore me for a second. I'm gonna do something. Okay, I really need to stitch these out. All right, so my designs show up. But what I want to make sure of first is that your machine is connected. And how do we do that? My mom is calling me right now. Hey, Mom. Okay, how do we do that? Well, you want to go up here, make sure your machine is on. Let's make sure our machine is on. And you see the little machine right up here? It says, if I hover over it, yeah, they are the most precious designs. If I hover over it, what it's going to do is we're going to ignore these three right here. Okay. I want you to ignore those. Yours is just going to be blank. And what I want you to do is select the word add, and it's going to search for your machine, and you're going to click on it and you're going to click add. That means your machine is now, and then push OK. Your machine is now ready to accept those designs. Okay. All right. So let's select this precious queen bee design. Okay. The other thing you want to make sure is it says your machine name right here. If it doesn't, you're going to use the drop down box to put it in there. I have this transfer app. Does it not work? I don't know. I have this transfer app. I don't know, Julie, if you mean pulling, first let me ask this. Are you talking about pulling a design into here? Because yes, you can open a design into the design database transfer on a USB. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. Can you save them to it? Oh, do I not know the answer to that? I don't think I know the answer to that. Hold on, let me play real quick. Nope, you can't. I don't think you can, but I'll find out. Okay, so I've selected my design, and you can select multiple designs if you want, right? But you have to push your control key and then click on, you have to hold the control key. So let's bring, I like this one, sweet, right here. So you see how they all three highlighted, okay? All three are highlighted, or four are highlighted. So what I'm going to do is, you see that little blue down arrow right here? I'm now going to select that. And what happens is there are my designs. It brings them down into the area that's going to shoot it over to our machine. So now one more step. It's really easy. You're now going to come right here to this little sewing machine with the blue arrow facing to the right. And we are just going to click. And what it's going to do is say, it's over there. It's over to your machine. Now we need to go find them. So I'm going to show you how to find them. All right, so let me get back to Julie. I have a USB plugged in. Mine didn't show up. Well, okay, I thought you could. So let me grab a USB. Is there something on here? We're going to find out. We're about to find out. I'm going to close my program out. And Julie, if you put it in after the program was on, that might be a problem. So I'm going to close the program, okay? And I'm going to restart it. So that's, let's see if that works. And then I need to come back to you. So, okay, so let me get back to, just stop. I'm getting all kind of pop-ups. Okay, let's share screen. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now I am I've restarted it, okay? And where I'm gonna look is the place I always look for my USB, and it's called This PC. So right here, I'm gonna see if it's there. Yep, it's right there. So Julie, what you wanna do is, if you plug it in and you've restarted the program and you're not seeing it here, like over in here, usually it's in what's called This PC. And so it's right under here. It'll say This PC. or just look for it somewhere. And if I drop down that box, I can see my USB drive. I'm going to open it up and there are my designs. Oh, look at my babies. Y'all should see how big the baby is now. He's walking, talking, and causing all kind of havoc. So if I wanted to now off my USB, I can select, I love this one, my teach, encourage, instruct, that one. So I'm going to take that one, move it down, and then again, oops, I didn't tell it what machine. I'm going to have to do that again and then send it over. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. Okay, so let's see how to pull it up on your actual machine. So let's close this. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to go back to our machine real quick. All right, well, let's get that piece of ugliness off of there. I'm just going to use my hand because I moved my mouse somewhere. Okay, all right, so this is how we're going to find our designs, guys, okay? Now, if you are on your Solaris, you're going to, or on any of the machines, you're going to select embroidery. Now, can't remember. Okay, what you're going to do is if you're on the Solaris, you're going to look for this pocket right here. And when you open that pocket, you're going to have some choices here. These are your saved things. Either they're saved to the machine, a USB, or you see the Wi-Fi symbol. We're going to tap on the Wi-Fi symbol. And I've got a bunch of them that I've sent over. So I'm going to scroll till I find the one that I want. And there's my queen bee. I'm going to tap on it and set. That's all you got to do. So you're going to look for that little Wi-Fi symbol on whatever machine you're on in your embroidery part. And then you're just going to pull it up. Isn't that cool? Isn't that like the coolest thing ever? I mean, it cuts out so much time. Let's see. Okay. Why do I keep hitting the wrong thing? There we go. It's the Anna show. All right. So any questions? Let me go back through and see if there's any questions. What program is this? Oh, let me show you how to get there. Okay. Okay. So this is called Design Database Transfer, and this is made for the Baby Lock machines that have Wi-Fi capability. But if you don't have a machine that has Wi-Fi capability, it's kind of like a program where you can at least see your designs. You know, sometimes you can see thumbnails of your designs. I say everyone should download it because you can open any brand's design in there and at least look and say, okay, that's the design I want. Well, how does this design look? Well, I can see it now. So I'll just take you there. So let's go here. We'll go over here. Okay. The easiest way to find it is probably this. So we're going to go to, you would just go to the babylock.com. So babylock.com website. I'm just going to go to the very front page. And let's go to our little search guy right here. And I'm going to type in design database and let's see what happens. I'm going to select go and then scroll down and see where it says accessory and results. That very top one says design database transfer. I'm going to click on that. And let's see so here it is right here. And it's hard to find or hard to see where to download. It says managing your embroidery designs have never been easier. Download design database transfer, a free data management tool. So then we would just click on that and then you would hit, just like you're downloading a program to your computer, you would just follow that. Brother, Cindy said brother can. Let's see. I get Stacy, me too. I love using it. It's so much easier. I've gotten so to the point where I don't use USB sticks anymore if it's saved on my computer. when I can just go boop and it goes over. Let's see. So I don't know if you can, this is a good question because I'm not really sure. But there might be a Brother version on their website, or you can try this version for the Brother machines. Your designs have to be PES designs or DS. I think the DSTs to shoot over to your Baby Lock machines with the Wi-Fi. Same as Brother. But if you are, let's say you have a Husqvarna and you just want to see your designs, when I buy a design and they send me the file and it's all words, I have no idea which one is the bunny rabbit or the turtle, right? So with this, even if you have a Husqvarna, at least it's like a cataloging program where you can actually open it up and just see what those designs are. They're the thumbnails. So, excuse me, Dr. Oh, Robin. Macs are kind of hard with different types of software. Let me double check. I don't know if they've made it available for Mac yet. But if you have Boot Camp or is it Parallels, where you can open it up on a Windows program for your Mac, then yes, you can use it. But I just want to double check before I tell you yes or no. Let me go back. Let's see, read more. Download. Available for Windows-based computers. So it doesn't look like it's for Mac yet. Okay. Perfect. Thanks, Cindy. So, okay, Cindy did a little searching for us here. So the Brother version is on their website and she says it works the same way. So thanks, Cindy, for doing that. Yeah, Robin. Okay, let's talk about that real quick. And this is not plausible for everybody. I understand when I say this to people, they're either like, okay, or they're like, I can't do that. For embroidery software of any type, let's say Palette, or the majority, I'm going to say the majority of embroidery softwares are for window-based programs, right? And even the design database. So what I suggest is if you have a Mac, if you can, go and purchase like a $300 computer. And like I said, there are places like that will sell used computers or laptops or whatever. And that's where you can just only have your embroidery designs, only have your programs or whatever. And that way, I know some people are like, oh, that's a little bit much. And I'm like, well, if you do it all the time, it's actually worth it. But I know there's also like I said earlier, we have a Goodwill computer store. So that means you can get things much cheaper. I've never been in, but I hear people talk about it all the time. So if you're able to do that, maybe buy a very inexpensive laptop, then you can use all these programs, and it can be just like your embroidery laptop, just use it for that. So that's what I would do if I was a Mac user. I know my best friend Hope, she's a total Mac user. Everything's Mac, but she has those, I guess, bridging programs, the Parallels or the Boot Camp or the something that makes Windows available for Macs. I'm looking in the App Store, search both. Yeah. So I don't know how to do it. If you need help with it, Robin, let me know, message me, and I'll see if I can get you in touch with Hope and she can help you with that. because she helped design several softwares. So I know she's really good at that stuff. So, oh, Essentials. Okay, here we go. Essentials Thumbnailer does the same thing and it works on Mac. So Donna says there's something else out there that will totally help. You could do that on Mac. So something like like the design database. But again, if you want to get into embroidery software like digitizing software and such, unless and like I said, the majority, not all of them, work on Windows and not on Mac. Okay, y'all had some great questions tonight. Let me make sure I didn't skip any. Okay. All right. Well, that concludes our lesson tonight. So I hope you guys have a great end of your February because it's like over tomorrow. Happy National Embroidery Month today. You got today and tomorrow. And next month is National Quilting Month, which is really cool. So yeah, so if you have any questions, please just let me know. Thank you guys so much for your support and thanks for coming. And I will see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat place. And remember to always shop local, shop small, and share. Y'all have a great one, and I'll see you soon. Let's see. I'll make sure to post the design database link on the group too. So, all right, have a good one, guys. Bye. That didn't work.